West Tigers want to keep their finals hopes alive, and the team that stands between them and doing that right now is an albeit very changed Sydney Roosters side, of course. No Luke Keary, no Lachlan Lamb. Most of their starting forwards are not there anymore. They welcome back Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. It's just, there's so many changes to this Roosters side. Ikavalu's in, Brett Morris in, Flanagan back, Freddie Lussick on the bench. Fafita goes to the bench as well, with Collins out of the starting shirt, back to the bench, where, to be honest, that's usually where he plays anyway. So as for the Tigers, just a slight move around. Garner goes onto the left side and Leilua goes to the right. So they've swapped from 11 to 12. You've got McIntyre, Taylor, Reynolds and Seyfarth on the bench. Other than that, unchanged through the numbers. I worry about the Tigers this week, just because when you're trying to keep your finals hopes alive and you come up against a team that's struggling with injuries, there's an opportunity for points.
I have no idea which way to go. I will be completely honest, because I have a gut feeling that the Tigers will show up and cause an upset. So, as you mentioned, the Roosters with a bunch of changes. Freddie Lussick debuting off the bench. Flanagan back after being dropped a couple of weeks ago. Drew Hutchison will step up into the starting role in the 6. Brett Morris coming back is huge, as is JWH for Tupulotu and Orbison. But Orbison, for me, a huge loss. Big-time utility man. We've seen him play second row, seen him play centre. He was playing lock for a while there when he got hurt. Yeah, the one thing I question about the Tigers selection is throwing Luciano and Joey back on the same side. We saw in the first couple of rounds that they looked pretty lazy on the same side, moving Luciano over to the left, I think. Yeah, Luciano over to the left. That kind of sparked his game. Arguably one of the underrated signings of the year, if you ask anyone that's not a Tigers fan. Look, I'm going the Roosters on the tip, but I'm kind of hedging my bet here and saying that I'm going to go the Tigers on the 12.5 line. So you can go either Tigers 12.5, Roosters 1-12, either way. I think the Tigers make this one close. They have a point to prove. They ran them close last time out. 4 of the last 5 times that these teams have played, the margin has been 12 or less. The only other time, the Roosters at the SCG last year, 42-12. I just don't know. This spine for the Roosters it's really screwing with my head a little bit, to be completely honest. I don't know how they're going to click for the Saturday afternoon game. The thing about that being a Saturday afternoon game, it means that the wing is going to be looking into the sun. We know at the best of times that Tommy Talau is not great under the high ball. So based on the fact that he was playing on Talau was on the right last week, I think.
Think so. Yeah. Left.
Yeah.
Left.
Okay. So if Talau's on the left, that means Brett Morris should be on the right if he plays where he usually does. So I'm going to go for a Brett Morris anytime try scorer. I think that he'll get one first game back. It'll be a Tedesco little tap on that gets him over. In terms of anything else, I think I'm going to leave it at that. There's nothing else that's really filling me with a bunch of confidence. You could make an argument for the under 42.5. But that being said, the last 5 Tigers games, the lowest scoring game was 42 points. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo on that one. Tigers 12.5, Roosters to win, Brett Morris anytime.
Yeah, so I join your line of thinking, and that's why I'm going to go Tigers on the 12.5, and I'm also going to say go the under. I think that the Tigers need to show up in defence. I think the combination of Hutchison Flanagan, again, new combination, not seen this year. It's good. There's going to be a lot of running from the halves. Don't expect to see the same passing game that you usually would. Kiri is the man that's usually on the shoulder when breaks happen. He's usually the man that's putting someone like Takiaho through the gaps. So I think his loss is going to be one that is severely felt by the Roosters. So I think taking the 12.5 for the Tigers is playing it safe, and I think it's a smart one to take as well. As for the under, definitely take that. Both teams, this one's going to be won in defence, just because I think the attack's going to be questionable. Both teams know that there's not going to be a lot of points on offer, and they're going to have to really toughen up in defence because it's not going to be easy to crack the other side. The Roosters are wanting to stay in and around those premiership places. The Tigers are desperately fighting for a final spot. Both teams have got a lot to lose from losing this game, so I'd expect to see a lot of defence, not a lot of points, and the Tigers are getting up on that 12.5.
Yeah, completely agree on that one. 5.25 if you go the Tigers 12.5, Brett Morris anytime, Roosters to win. $5 on the dot if you take Matty's Tigers 12.5 under 42.5, Roosters on the line. Oh, Roosters on the win. Sorry. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I think that does it there then. Thank you for joining us once more as we attempt to take you through the teams to the best of our ability, albeit limited. And thanks again to the guys over at RCR for sponsoring this video. If you would go check them out, their link's going to be in the description. Use code CKM for 20% off your entire order. Free delivery over £50 as well. I can't remember if that's just in the UK or outside the UK. Either way, go spend your money there. They deserve it. And thank you very much for joining us. We will see you for the next one as we talk about how well we did or just how badly we got this one wrong.